try that strategy, and that I think that worked for them pretty good. You know,
Once or
they had
twice.
a couple, couple good years there. So. All right, so we're in the treasure room here. Graham, maybe tell us about what we can kind of expect as we go into different treasure rooms. How do we get into the treasure room, maybe?
Yeah, so in all of the different levels,
a rare item
there's,
there.
oh, nice. There's different treasure rooms that are kind of scattered off of the main path. They give you a chance to get some fat loot, but there's risk reward. So there's always a treasure chest in those rooms, but there might also be various other baddies that can wreck your day pretty darn quick.
There might be someone who doesn't necessarily want you taking what's in that chest from them, right? They work to keep it. They're gonna put you through some paces there. Now, we see that little radar down in the lower left. How would we find those treasure rooms if there was one nearby?
Yeah, basically, as you're running around the map, if your character ever says something like "Look over here" or something like that, a little question mark will appear on the radar, just to kind of call it out and let you know that there's something of value in that location.
Absolutely. All right, so it looks like we got a fear demon here.
Had a fear demon.
Had a fear demon, very well done. Yeah.
There's a despair over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amelia actually just targeted, highlighted that enemy for the group. You can use the D-pad to do various callouts. So even if you're not using a mic, you can still kind of communicate and coordinate with the rest of your team.
Yeah. Now, we've kind of talked about teamwork, and Amelia, you touched on it. Friendship is, sharing is caring in multiplayer, right? Maybe tell us a bit about, what can we expect if you're not maybe communicating as well in multiplayer?
If you're not communicating as well, you're going to have a very bad time. To get to the fifth wave or the fifth door in a multiplayer match, you really need to work together. You need to have a good team composition. And if you don't, you're just going to go down really quickly.
I watched quite a few multiplayer streams over the weekend and people went down really quickly.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have obviously been picking up a bit of pot's gold. There we go, smash one, grab some gold. Now we're seeing that loot or that gold is popping up over everyone's head. Maybe Amelia, tell us why we're seeing that over everyone's head here.
So all the XP and the gold and loot that you gain in multiplayer is shared amongst the team. So every time anybody picks up a little bit of gold, everybody will get some. And whenever a creature is killed, everybody will get a little bit of that XP immediately, so you can kind of compete against each other. And at the end of the match, all the XP that everybody's gained is shared amongst the team.
So we weren't kidding when we said sharing is caring, right? Everyone's going to benefit from team success. So there's still moments you don't have those good kind of friendly competition moments where you're earning challenges, but really at the core of it is a team experience. So. All right, yeah, you can see that fear demon. He teleports. He's got some spiders there. All the things that naturally, instinctively put fear in us.
Also notice when I tried to use the horror on the fear demon.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now, you're seeing some of those status effects pop up over some of the characters. Luke, maybe tell us, how do the status effects work? What can we expect as a character or an enemy gets into a status?
So we've got a bunch of different status effects. I'm going to say 13 as a random number, but there's quite a few. They're separated into two different types, one being debuffs and the other being hard crowd control. So your hard crowd control would be things like stuns, paralyze, freeze, etc. The freeze ones, as you can see with that one was frozen, are used to set up for combos.
I need help with this one.
Every class has a bunch of different abilities that are called detonators of different types, and depending on which class you are, the effects will be different. So a warrior detonating freeze will do shatter, whereas a mage detonating stun will do something very different. As for the debuffs, they are more just like your typical MMO style or RPG style debuffs. You've got like armor reduction, speed reduction, attack speed, elemental resist, things like that.
Awesome.
And then the other one thing that you'll see pop up is immune, which basically says whatever debuff you tried to put on that creature, it is immune to. And you can't see this in multiplayer unless you are in the Fade, which we will probably talk about later, but if you are in TAC cam or in that mode, you can highlight a creature and it will tell you all of the things it is immune to.
Yeah.
Or weak against.
So on that front, it's almost like saying, in this case, maybe fighting fire with fire is maybe not the best idea, right?
Yes, we tried as hard as we could to be very intuitive with the creatures' resistances. Oh, I'm the warrior, sorry.
As our Templar putting that boot to use, yeah.
So yes, the fire creatures are resistant to fire, but weak against cold, and likewise the Despair Demon is quite weak against fire, but strong against cold.
Wow, we've gotten super lucky in terms of Treasure Room Guardian.
Yeah. Now you mentioned lucky there, Graham. So we just walked into another zone there, or another treasure room. And as we go through these zones, if you've been watching previous streams, if you've been seeing the levels, they're thematically tied, but they look a little bit different each time. Are they randomly generated, or how do the levels work?
Yeah, basically we have 3 different destinations when we're shipping the game. The Elven Ruins, the Tevinter Ruins, and the Orlesian Chateaus. And every time you pick to play on one of the maps, we basically randomly choose a route that the players are going to be going. So each route is made up of 5 zones, and then within those zones there's basically randomized time of day, randomized main events, like right now we're defending this position informant, randomized loot locations, enemy factions, all kinds of stuff. So we basically, sorry, try to make it so that that you're experiencing something slightly different every time that you're playing.
We're getting a little light on health here, yeah.
I'm in trouble here, guys.
Pride Demon's making his way through. Now, I think I know who used it, so I'm going to ask. Ash, I think you may have used a certain type of potion there.
I may have used Jar of Bees.
Awesome.
What do you think? This is a BYOB event, bring
Yes.
your bees. I have
Wow.
also brought my bees.
Anyone who brings
do as
bees
well.
to the party is going to be a huge hit.
Out.
Nice.
Coming.
Nice. Now, Ash, you've been using the assassin so far. What do you think of her?
Assassin's really great. I'm a huge, whenever I played previous games, it's always about stealth for me. So having stealth, especially since I spec'd into the instant stealth, it makes things a lot easier. And it removes the status debuffs as well. So
Yes.
running around is a lot easier with this one. It's good for whenever someone dies.
Yeah.
And then I have to res them.
Nice.
Stealth res is awesome.
Yes, it's a huge, huge win.
It does take you out of the stealth, but we made sure it's about a second into the revive animation, so you have a bit of bonus over anyone else who is not stealthed.
Absolutely. And you also there's a bonus you get while you're that first attack that comes out of stealth, I believe, has a bonus as well.
Yep, there is a 50% damage bonus to the very first hit you do coming out of stealth.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, that right bumper, that default ability with the backstab, also has a damage bonus for hitting from the back, right?
Hitting from the back.
All right, so it looks like we've made it pretty far here. This is kind of the culmination here, right? This is the big end zone here. So maybe, Graham, tell us, as you get to the zone 5, you're going to get to a different type of zone than what we've seen up to this point.
Yeah, so in the 5th zone, the final zone, basically, things get changed up a little bit. Up until this point, we've been kind of moving through the space, taking care of smaller groups of enemies. They've progressively gotten tougher as we've gone through, but in this zone, we're basically going to have everything thrown at us. No kitchen sinks, but just about everything else.
Ooh.
Oh,
The
and
Demon Commander
we're
has
against the
kitchen
demons
sinks.
too, so this is going to be potentially pretty
There
rough.
we go. That's our demon commander there. Nice.
That guy is...
He makes phone calls you don't want to answer.
Yeah, exactly.
coming.
We're going to see he's got some interesting abilities, and if
Oh, he
typically we
hurt.
say stay
Uh-oh.
close together, but he's one of those enemies that may make you rethink
You
that
want
strategy.
to stay somewhat close,
Yeah.
but
Ouch.
not right beside me.
Within arm's reach, but
Yeah.
not much closer.
So I skipped all the abilities on my tree and went straight for my favorite.
Mistakes were made.
I think this is the right time to use it.
Oh,
Run out!
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
tell us about what that is.
Right here. It's
Oh, there we go. Looks like, yes, our Elementalist is raining down terror.
I forget the proper name. What's the proper name, Luke?
Firestorm, I believe, is the one we shipped with, I hope. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of names for a lot of abilities before the final one, so it's hard to keep track of which one we ended up with. I know what all the file names are called.
And we'll try to avoid some of the names we've given some of the characters over time. Some of the enemies we've given nicknames to just based on experiences and difficulties.
This is rough. Oh,
So
Tempo,
Actually,
please.
bees.
this is maybe a good
We should
time.
probably res and get out of this corner.
Yeah.
This is not a good place to
No,
be.
I don't want to stand beside you while you're reviving.
Okay.
So
Let's get out of here.
If you're watching from home right now, or if you're on your phone, on the bus, wherever you're watching, you may be thinking, okay, so we got 4 developers, and we got someone who's fairly experienced with Dragon Age in general. Ash has played with us at PAX.
Oh,
And,
I just got
and we're
crit.
seeing, we're seeing some pretty crazy difficulty here. This is on routine difficulty, so this is, even with level 6 characters, each character's got 3 to 4 abilities. We're going to see some challenge here. If you were, coming from, say, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer and thinking, I'm going to totally solo this,
Nope.
you might have a rough time at that.
correct.
Oh, there we go, yeah. Even with the bees, it wasn't quite enough to take him. There he is, look at him. Just hovering over everybody,
In all his
taunting.
glory.
Yeah, just taunting everybody. Yeah. All right, yeah, so as you can see, as we were saying, that was an interesting end. We had, really good progress all the way through, but as we got to the end, as you said, not quite the kitchen sink, but just about everything else. And, the challenge is built for that. We wanted it right out of the gate to be challenging. You're going to have to work to get to those threatening and perilous difficulties. Oh, look at that. A rare.
I was hoping for a rare staff, but
Yeah.
I'll take a rare sword.
Yeah. Now, if you're just joining us, we're still playing Dragon Age multiplayer. It's a 4-player dungeon co-op experience. And we're just finished up our first match. We played against the Demon faction, so it's one of 3 factions you can fight off. And we're playing in the Orlais Chateaus, one of, again, 3 destinations. We're just going to take a look and see. We got the store here, so, hey, we've got a bunch of gold. We can buy a medium chest here, or we can save. What do you think? Save? Buy? Let's buy.
You want to buy? Let's buy.
Yeah, let's buy. It's too tempting. That's shiny. Oh,
Oh,
there's a
there's
blue
a
there.
rare,
All
there's
right,
a
let's see what
rare.
we got here. Oh, nice.
Oh, that'll be good for.
Yeah. All right, so we'll take a look here. Now, Graham's got a whole bunch of stuff there. Some of the stuff's going to be useful, some of it maybe not as much. Maybe a character that you're either not using or it's a little lower than some of the gear you already have.
Exactly.
Let's maybe take a look at the crafting in general. So right now you're using our Necromancer, but I think you're using the base armor. That's the starting armor. Let's see, I think we got a bunch of materials in there. So we can go into the armor crafting. And this is actually one of the ways you can unlock characters. So we can see there's actually a number of different appearances that you can unlock for each character. And some of them are going to be, based on the same appearance. They're going to have a little bit of shift on them, a little bit different stats. But there's also a higher level appearance that you can unlock. So we got a couple different colors here. Yeah, so we can actually craft any of those there. Now, the higher level appearance, we actually have to hope and wait that we get those, through a pack. So we have the base pack. We can take a look, see if we want one of these different color packs here. That sounds cool.
Soulbinder.
Soulbinder sounds cool. Yeah, let's take a peek at that one. So now what we do is we go into our crafting materials. It shows us that we need 10 of the one type, and we're going to go here to grab that.
Oh, look at all this stuff I got.
Oh, yeah, we took care of you.
Dev hacks.
Well, the secrets are revealed.
Let's see, I think I will use some Royal Sea Still.
There you go. Alright, so we'll craft up this armor and then we'll see about swapping some folks around here. Yeah. Alright, so there we go. Now we got our full recipe there. You can see we've crafted a different appearance. Now if we go back to our armor selection, you can actually choose a different armor. So we go into inventory, we're going to take a look at armors, and we can actually highlight. Yeah, exactly. There we got Soulbinder. Now, if we press A, we'll actually change up to that different one. Now, this is interesting, too, because you've changed the appearance, but you've also essentially got a different armor. So if you had upgrades on there, like different arm upgrades or leg upgrades, you can actually go ahead and swap that in. So, all right. So now that we swapped in, we got Necromancer different armor. We can actually like to choose that, or we can bring in a different character. I think we're going to bring Ash on to play and actually see maybe who she wants to play. So this is actually one of the great things. you know, if you've ever played Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, one of the things you had to do is you had to wait and see if you were going to land that character. If you were looking for an Asari or a Krogan, you actually had to go and hope that you were going to get them in the packs. This time around, we actually have a couple different ways. So you can actually go ahead and get them through the packs, and that's actually how you'll get the rare appearances. But if you want to go straight to the Necromancer, you can actually go melt all those, or salvage all those items you don't need, and then use those by going into the crafting screen, craft the armor of the character you want, and that brings them into battle. All right. So we got Ash on the couch with us now. She's gonna take a look at who we have. And who do you want to play as, Ash?
Well, I haven't tried out a lot of these classes.
All right.
So for me, I'm one of those sticklers who decides to stay on Assassin forever and
All right.
off. But
I think people would love to see the assassin on screen. We've seen her kind of like off camera, so we can see here the full roster. There's 12 characters in the whole mode. We start you off with 3, as we mentioned earlier. There's one of each class essentially, and the assassin is one of our. Yeah, exactly. Got to make sure all our potions are spec'd out. Bees, of course, on there. But there's 12 characters you can have in total. And each of them has a number of different armors, so you can actually go and unlock them and spec them out differently. You may want to just throw abilities on there too, because we're swapping you onto a different machine here.
oh yeah.
So you get to go through all that fun of picking the whole loadout again. There you go, maxed out stealth. All right, so if you're just joining us, my name is Billy Buskell. I'm one of the producers on the Dragon Age multiplayer mode. With me we have Ash, Lady Insanity. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And folks, we have some folks off camera. If you ever see me looking off to the side, that's who I'm talking to. Folks, why don't you introduce yourselves? Start with maybe Graham here.
Yep. I'm Graham Scott. I am the senior level designer for multiplayer.
I'm Amelia Von Hayden. I'm a gameplay programmer on the multiplayer team.
Luke Barrett, playing what am I playing now? Katari, big man.
All right.
Making abilities. That's pretty much all I do.
Cool. All right. So if you were watching a moment ago, we were just playing through the Orlais chateaus. We're going to do some switching up here. We'll let Ash just grab up all her gear, make sure she's all spec'd out. There we go. And we'll switch into one of the other environments here so you can get a feel for what each of the environments looks like. So.
I'm going to play a beekeeper this time around. Should we try out a threatening match?
Up our game. All right. So made it pretty far in routine. Let's see what we can do here. So if we press X here as our host, we can go in and we'll change. We can go threatening if we want. Let's try it to Venture though. Let's see what that looks like. What do you guys think? Should we go threatening? You guys feeling up to it?
Yep.
All right.
Sure.
We got the go ahead here.
Might not last long.
Yeah. Let's see.
We'll try.
Now, if you looked, if you're playing at home and you're noticing, we kind of give you a bit of a hint of what you want to bring into each difficulty. So as you're starting out, you're going to be level 1. You're going to work your way up, and we generally recommend that routine's going to be probably a level 1 to level 8. Once you've kind of gotten to level 8, you got a bunch of gear, you've spec'd out your characters. Then you're starting to get to that top end. You may start to wander into threatening. Threatening is kind of that 8 to 16 range. And then if you're going to Perilous, you're probably going to want to be at least 16 and up, probably even going all the way up to 18 and 20. You're gonna pay a heavy price to survive there. So, all right, looks like just about everyone's ready, and we'll jump back in. Oh, I don't think we have abilities spec'd here on our character.
Yep. I just went through and slammed all of them.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you went passives. Yeah, good point. There you go. Actually, that's a good point out. A lot of folks, if you're looking at this, these ability trees, you're going to see there's diamonds, there's small diamonds, and there's circles. Luke, maybe tell us a little bit about what those shapes are and how they correlate to that battle menu you see down below.
So all of the diamond-shaped ones are active abilities. They'll be the things that you will be assigning to buttons that do super cool things. The circles, on the other hand, are passives. They will give you, they will always be on, and they will be giving you advantages. They also give you bonus to your raw stats. As I was playing the Templar, my Templar build is very passive heavy. They get a lot of the defensive stuff up front, so I only had 2 abilities, but I had 5 passives, whereas on my Katari right now I have all of the abilities loaded up and I'm going full damage. The trees are all lined up a bit differently.
Yeah.
So some of them have more abilities up at the start, some of them have more passives. all depends how you want to push. You can, like Amelia said, you could go straight down for the very
Yeah.
last ability if you want, and just dive for it. Your
There you
first few levels might be a little rough, but then you get a big
Yeah.
payoff. So
Yeah, spinning blades for the assassin is a huge one I like using. So
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, and he's just slashing over and over again.
yeah, and with especially with the upgrade, yeah, exactly. So
we're just waiting on the assassin to ready up.
all right, yeah. So we'll ready up. We'll head into Tevinter Ruins now. It's threatening, so we should just see an increase in challenge. Now we're all around a level 7. We leveled up a little bit after that last match. Amelia, maybe tell us a little bit. Once you get, we have a level cap of level 20, but what would be a reason to promote essentially?
So once you hit the level cap, the reason you would want to promote is you get a bonus for all your characters based on the class of the character that you've promoted. So if you promote a warrior, all of your characters get a +1 con. If you promote a rogue, everybody gets +1 cunning,
Awesome.
I think. And if you promote a mage, it's +1
Willpower, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So there's actually really great incentive. You would get to that, level 20, you might think, well, now I'm finally, owning these matches. I'm really doing well. But there's a great incentive to actually promote that character and see that bonus applied to all the other characters. So you can actually start to bring other characters up through the tree and level them up faster.
And you can hit the top of the leaderboard.
Exactly, yeah. Who doesn't love that, right?
One of
You also keep all of your gear.
Yes.
Right, so you're not going straight back to a vanilla character.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, you can have some pretty high-level gear by the time you promote and bring another character up. So.
My developer pro tip is if you're playing with 3 friends, just have 2 people promote at a time and then wait a couple rounds.
Exactly, yeah.
And, just in case people are curious, you can play the game as level 20 with level 1s. It makes it a bit easier, but a lot less than people would think.
Exactly.
So this is going to be a pretty tough match here, but I'm going to try and use my barrier really intelligently, so when I ping, if you guys can crowd me, I'm going to drop it on top of us.
Exactly.
So barrier is a spell that gives everyone a temporary shield, but the shield degenerates the longer it's on. Every time you get hit, the shield will take damage rather than your own health value.
Exactly. Now, on Ash's screen here on the main feed, we're seeing that purple bar that kind of filled up. That's the barrier that's been applied by Amelia's character. And you also see that on the HUD. If you're looking around, there's kind of these little floaties above all our friends' heads. You'll see kind of almost like a blue, purplish outline around their head. Yeah, there we go. You can see that lined up as well. So that tells you that your friends are protected against incoming magic damage as well. So. Now, for the purpose of today, we're actually playing a kind of a private match because we want to make sure that we're playing with our folks. But if you're playing in the wild, you may say I have 1 or 2 friends, but you don't have enough to get a full match going. And trust me, you'll want to bring 4 people into these matches. Going less is going to be problematic.
Wow.
You can actually use the matchmaking. We have quick match that allows you to kind of line up more friends as a result and get those pub matches going. So.
These archers are OP.
And of course, if you have someone who's maybe away from keyboard, they're getting a little bit, they're falling away behind, we can teleport them back to the door when you open doors. But if they're starting to cause a bit of grief, we do have the ability, to kick them out. Try to reserve that for extreme cases, but you do have that option. If someone, drops away from the keyboard for a couple hours, you don't want to keep bringing them back in, obviously. And you can also late join, so it's kind of drop in, drop out. If someone has to take off, you go, what, I gotta leave. You can drop out of the match anytime. And if someone else quick matches in, they'll come in, or you can invite a friend in mid-match as well. So really easy to kind of get in, almost have like that kind of virtual couch experience of having your friends right there with you. And again, like we said, you're going to probably want to have a headset. You want to communicate with each other, call out enemy locations. If you don't have a headset, you can always use the D-pad callouts. Amelia, maybe you can tell us a bit more about what kind of callouts we have on there.
So the D-pad you can use to communicate if you don't necessarily have microphones. If you press right on the D-pad, it's like a good job. And each character has their own unique saying to go along with it. If you press down on the D-pad, you'll see a shield come above their head, and it will also ping their icon so that you can tell somebody's trying to get your attention. If you press left on the D-pad, it's a we need to get out of here kind of call out, like let's retreat. If you press up while targeting an enemy, it will highlight that enemy so that your friends know who to focus.
Awesome. Now, and we heard actually Amelia mention that a moment ago too, where she said, hey, everybody round up around me when I ping. You see that little ping pop up over the character's head. Say, come on over here. that's her cue to get the team actually right up close, get everybody on barrier at the same time. So you can drive the cursor around, obviously, and cast at a distance. But if you can get everybody or as many people as possible into that barrier, more protection, better team, better chance the team's going to survive.
Let's try and choke these guys through here. Otherwise, we're just going to get killed by the archers.
Shoot him and pull him back. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, barrier.
I got some elemental mines. Let me lay them down.
Okay,
Nice. Oh, we got the hunter there.
Let's
Nice.
pull back.
all right. Who do you want to aggro?
Okay, I'm pulling them in.
Okay,
It's
here we
on.
go.
Here we go. Let's see what. Let's watch the fireworks show as it happens.
I'm drinking a rock armor.
Good call.
There we go. They're starting to detonate.
Bees at the ready.
Ooh.
There we go.
Okay, get close for barrier.
There we go.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm going
Now-
into the ball.
Yeah, Amelia, I noticed you're using an elemental staff. You have, it looks to be a lightning staff. Is there a way to change that up if you wanted to have maybe a different elemental effect?
Yeah, you can find different staffs with different elemental effects, but you can also find runes. They're pretty rare, but they'll drop. And you can, in the weapon modification screen, add different runes to your weapons. They're consumed when you apply them, though, because they are so rare.
So once you use them, you got to be careful. You got to make sure that you made the right choice, put it on the right item, because once it's used, it's used. And but they're awesome. I know from my experience right now, I threw a master lightning rune on my legionnaire at home, and yeah, it's awesome.
We should probably mention the health font that we just passed. So we moved into an airlock. We're all slightly injured from that last zone. In every airlock, there's basically a health fountain that refills the health of all of the party members.
What took you so long?
Okay.
That brings everybody into full health, correct?
Yes.
Is there any? Do you have to be close by? Is there any like range or proximity requirement?
Nope, no requirement. As soon as one person hits it, everyone gets their health back.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, a moment ago we were just talking about how Amelia right now is using a keeper. She's kind of a support mage, and as Graham mentioned, we have those health fonts, but we don't necessarily have a healer. And we've had a lot of people ask, is there a healing class? Yeah, the short answer right now is no, we don't. We have some healing potions. You have health potions for yourself. There's also the font. But we also have, there's different potions you can earn or find in the packs, in the chest. One of them is called the Healing Mist, and that allows you to heal someone or heal yourself. You also get the Recovery Mist will regen some of that health as well. So, but for right now, there's no current healing character. And that was something we wanted to try. We wanted to make sure that you're playing more as a team, and there's a bit more danger there, so you have to watch. You're gonna have someone like a keeper that can protect you, but not necessarily heal you. So you got to really be careful about how you spec out with your team.
Oh, we got a treasure door here. You pull
There we go. Oh, we've aggroed these folks, so maybe we'll try and take them up before we.
They wandered a bit
There
closer.
we go.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Wrecked
stun
by
this
archers.
guy.
Yeah. Oh, archers for days. Here we go.
We can't stand.
Stun.
Uh-oh.
We can't
Alright.
stand in the open with these archers. We gotta
Uh-oh.
get
It's
these
gonna
guys.
get ugly here. Now we can see here,
Oh.
Ash has been
There you go, one
incapacitated,
up.
but she can crawl back to safety. Hopefully, get a little bit closer
I'm
to
trying
their
to get these
friends.
archers out of here.
Yeah.
Now my character sort of specializes in killing very low-level units very quickly. So
Yeah.
I've got one big hit, which is very good when they're conveniently all in a ball like that.
Very nice. Yeah. Katari is kind of like a wrecking ball. He just kind of slams his way through everything. So
Yeah, they're
he's elegant, in a very special way.
Thank you.
okay. Now we need to
All
make sure
right.
this thing
Now we
got
need
out
one
of
of our
there.
mages. Yeah. We got Keeper here.
Go me.
I'm just hoping
There we go.
you don't get the evil chests. 'Cause
Oh.
I feel like at this difficult
Spiders.
Oh.
Spiders.
Yeah. There we go. Spiders in there. That's what everybody wants to do, right? Open it up.